Yeah, hey. So, y'all know I only come on here when I really have like a little story or something to share with you guys. So, here we go. So, I think I shared on here that I'm on a dating app. So, I'm on this dating app and I matched with a guy on the dating website, the dating app, and we were like back and forth kind of chatting. And he seemed pretty cool. Cool, like he had some sense and all that kind of stuff. So we were like back and forth, and I eventually gave him my number. So yesterday he was like, "Did you want to meet to like actually meet in person?" Because he was going to be in my city, and I was kind of skeptical at first, but eventually I was like, "Yeah, let's just meet up." And we did, and he was not a catfish. That's the number one thing that I thought was the issue. So we met up, and he was really, really nice. We had really good conversation. He's my age. He's in graduate school trying to get his MBA, whatever that is, because I'm out of school. I ain't trying to go back. But I was like, oh, it's really good. So you're really ambitious and stuff. So he was like, yeah, something like that. So he ended up mentioning that he was like, something, like, yeah, I went to the army. I mean, to the military. I don't know what branch of the military. But he was like, yeah, I went to the military. I was like, oh, okay, cool. He was like, yeah, but I got discharged, dismissed, however you say it. He's like, yeah, I got discharged for health reasons or something. So me being me, I wanted to pry a little bit more. I was like, I don't mean to be nosy, but what kind of health issues? He was like, I'll tell you one day, tell you about it one day. I was like, okay, cool. So yeah, he said, yeah, I'll tell you about it one day. And like I said, I just blew it off. I was like, okay, there's nothing. So that had to been like 20 minutes into the conversation. So I started asking questions, like we're just back and forth, just conversing really. And I ended up asking maybe an hour later. I was like, so, mind you, I don't know where this question came from. I was like, so how is your mental health? Not putting the military thing with like people having mental issues together at that moment. But when I asked him that question, he got dead quiet and his face completely changed. So I didn't think much of the question when I asked it. So I kind of like looked at him and I looked away, and then I looked at him again, and he was like, he got really serious. And I was like, oh, so it's something mentally wrong with him? This is what I was thinking. I didn't say it to him. Like I said, he's really smart. He's in graduate school and all that kind of stuff. Very ambitious. But he said when he was in the military, well, the reason that he got discharged from the military was that he had an episode of psychosis. Now, I was a psych major, and also I do my own research on stuff anyway. So I knew what he meant when he said he had an episode of psychosis while he was in the military. So basically like having hallucinations and delusional and hearing voices, and they can be like combative and be fighting and stuff like that. So I was like, I don't know, I don't have a poker face, so apparently my face gave away how I was feeling in that moment when he said he had an episode of psychosis, and that's why they discharged him from the military. Y'all, I was so surprised. I did not expect that answer. And I not necessarily got uncomfortable. Like I said, I didn't necessarily get uncomfortable, but I immediately got on guard. Just because like I know what psychosis is and how people act in those times when it happens. So, but we continued talking and stuff and everything. But that was the thing that stuck out to me out of everything that he said. Nothing he said after that even mattered to me, because I was like, you know what, this not gonna work out, because I can't deal with someone having mental health issues. I know they have to like be on medicine and stuff and all of that stuff, and the thing with that is you never know people's triggers, like what could trigger you to want to fight, or like what could cause hallucinations, what could cause you to hear voices. Like you never know what could trigger it, and I'm not gonna put myself in that position to just knowingly go into it. I I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not going to that kind of situation with my eyes wide open, knowing the situation, and thinking I can fix it or something. When they say, when people show you who they are, you have to believe them. You really do. You can't fix nobody. And that's a problem that he'll have to deal with for the rest of his life. And that's nothing that I'm willing to deal with. Like I said, I don't even know where the question came from. Like, I was going in a total different direction with the conversation, and that just came up. And that was the health issue that got him dismissed from the discharged from the military. And I'm glad he shared it. I'm glad he was truthful. I'm glad he was honest, so I can make my decision then and there. I still think it's somebody for everybody, but I'm just not his somebody. Real talk. Although he was very, very sweet. And my feelings was kind of hurt because he was so nice. He was very kind. He was such a gentleman. He looked so much better in his pictures than in person than he did in his pictures, and I was pleasantly surprised by that. He smelled good, like everything, y'all, except for that mental health thing. And I was even talking with my mom about it. And I was even talking to my coworkers, because my coworkers, we are way too invested in each other's lives. So I was talking to them, and they was like, yeah, you made the best choice, because that's something you do not want to deal with. I said, I already know it. So best of luck to him. I hope he finds his somebody for real, because he's really, really nice. And I think he really deserves it. So anyway, I'm just going on. How y'all day going?